and welcome to another episode of Ask the Doc. I am your host, Jennifer Filzen, and today I have with me Dr. Scott Herman. He is a retired dentist who runs drdfi.net. Welcome, Scott.
Well, thank you. It's wonderful to be here, and happy Valentine's to you and all the guests that are out and about today.
Yes. Happy Valentine's Day. And I got to say, I've realized I'm wearing the perfect color, but I didn't even realize that I was planning it on this particular day. I didn't even realize what day it was. But yes. And so tell us about drdfi.net. I'm so curious. What do you do?
Well, I'll start at the beginning if that's okay.
Yes.
And I'll make this as brief as possible over my career, but I come from a blue collar family, and going into college was going to be kind of difficult for my family. So I went into the Air Force, and I was guaranteed a position as a dental assistant because I knew I was always wanted to be a dentist. So I thought, well, that'll give me a leg up when I do, go to enter dental school. And anyway, got through basic training, and there was no job openings for that position. So they said, well, your scores are so high. How would you like to go into the top 2% of the Air Force into military intelligence? And I said, well, that's an oxymoron if I ever heard one. So I said, well, that was intriguing. So anyway, I became a cryptographic analyst and was stationed at National Security Agency, NSA. So I had a very, very interesting career, and worked in with classified documents and many security clearances later through my career. And anyway, jump forward, I went in through school, got my dental degree, practiced very comfortably, very happily for 30 years, and enjoyed serving my patients. And always, I'm just a scholar by heart. I figured out at one time I've taken over 100,000 hours of education. So I just am constantly enrolled in something. And I said, well, you know what? I want to give back. And so what do I have that I want to give back? And so after my dental career, I started studying stocks and finance, et cetera. And then I found cryptography, and I said, well, hello, full circle here. So that's why I started telling you about my military career. So full circle all the way back into crypto. And right now, I started taking classes, and as I learned more, I started taking bigger and better classes. And so I'm at the point I'm currently enrolled in 5 different courses. I read constantly. I have an audio book and a video or a manual, book going all the time, and so I'm constantly learning and getting around to Dr. DeFi. I said, well, when I went through this last course, which is with London Real with Brian Rose, he really pushes your buttons, and you learn at such a quick pace that you feel like almost encumbered to go out into the world and do something. So I started out and I said, well, all these gurus that I read and research are saying, dip your toe into crypto, just dip your toe into it, do a little bit, get a feel for it. And so that's what I was going to do once I completed the course. And then my mindset started growing and growing and growing. And so then I came to the point where, you know what? I'm really going to jump out there in left field. And what my vision is to internetize the remaining rest of the world that does not have access to internet. you hear about Elon Musk and the Starlink, and then Amazon's coming out with Kuiper, and there's One World, et cetera, all of these satellites, but there's no boots on the ground helping the people that don't have the access to the internet. And currently there's 37% of the population that does not have internet access. That's 2.9 billion people. And then I'm like, okay, we're going to bring crypto into this. So there's going to be an education process because a lot of these people are unbanked. They have no access to bank. They don't want to be in banks for whatever reason. And that's where crypto comes in. So this is a very far reaching endeavor. And that's why I can speak in to it openly with you, is because who's going to want to take on this task? So yeah, I mean, right now there's 18% of the population, 1.4 billion people who are unbanked. And so by educating people, by having people, like, how many smart computers or phones do you have laying around in your house right now that could be upgraded and donated and given to somebody in need? Well, I'd say there's quite a few of us that would have that opportunity, and then I can go further down the rabbit hole. But I will take a break here. As you can tell, I'm pretty passionate about this, and so I'm excited to talk about this.
Well, this is great stuff. Thank you so much, Scott. This is amazing. Listen, this has been fascinating. So, how do people get a hold of you if they want to learn more about what you're offering?
Well, you can look me up. These are just now coming into fruition, so I'll caveat it with that. But drdefi.net. I also opened a GoFundMe page, which is a part of the process. The GoFundMe page is called I Am It. I Am It comes from the children's game Tag You're It, meaning once you're tagged, you're it, and then you have to do your due diligence or your duty or your charity or your time, treasure, or talent, whatever would would help somebody else in this endeavor, if you so choose. And then you tag the next person. So that's what I Am It is about. There, you can also get a hold of me on my email. It's drdefi22@gmail. So those are various ways of getting a hold of me. And like I said, this process is just now starting to take off the ground. My website is not even finished yet. I'm taking a course with Dean Graziosi and Russell Brunson on putting that together so that I can get my word out to more people. So, when you're it, meaning it's me, myself, and there's a lot to go through to do something like this. And so I eventually am starting a non-for-profit. And so the GoFundMe page, I Am It, is just a precursor to the non-for-profit. And I figured that endeavor is to put it together the way I want it is going to take some highly skilled individuals with some resources. And so I'm planning on about a year for this project to come together, because you're only as good as the people you're rubbing shoulders with. So
wonderful. And Scott, thank you so much for joining us today. You really are amazing. Thank you. And I wish you the best of luck. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to the Ask the Doc show. And if you'd like to find out more about us, please go see us at BuzzTV at iwannabuzz.com. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.